What's up, everybody? I'm the Mana Dork. I don't have a catchphrase, but what I do have is another standard 8 rare deck for you. Today we're trying out the new Tinybones. Tinybones Bauble Burglar from Foundations. 1 in a black for a 1/3 legendary skeleton rogue. Whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from their graveyard with a stash counter on it. And then during our turn, we can play cards we don't own with stash counters on them from exile. And mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. Important thing to point out is that Tinybones doesn't care if he is the exact copy of Tinybones that's stashed to the card. So if we stash something, they deal with our Tinybones, we play a new one, that second copy is going to be able to access all the things the first one hijacked. And then he's also got another ability of 3 in a black and tap. Each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. So we're going to take him and put him in a fairly standard discard deck. 3 Ruthless Negotiation, 4 Hopeless Nightmare, 4 Duress, 3 Cut Down, 4 Bandit's Talent, 4 Deep-Cavern Bat, 4 Go for the Throat, 3 Thought-Stalker Warlock, 2 Preacher of the Schism, 2 Rankle's Prank, 23 Swamps, and that's the deck. Alright, I'm going to go find an opponent. That'll give you a chance to find the like and subscribe, and I'll see you over there. They're on the play. This is a reasonable hand. Lush Oasis hitting us for a point. Well, we'll hit them back for 2. See how they like that. They get to discard Colossal Rattleworm. So be it. See what else is in that hand. Let's get the Spelunking. Alright, they Rattleworm up a Conduit Pylon. Throw away a Forest. Another Pylon. And Map the Frontier. Pylon and an Arid Archway. Oh, look at that. Let's hijack that Bonnie Paul out of their hand. Outcaster. Okay. Get rid of you. You come over for 1. Pass it back. And they're holding on to something. Their hand is 2 lands and an unknown. See if we can get in. Let's see what that unknown card is. That was a joint exploration. They're going to fire that off in response. I'm going to scry 2, draw a card. If there's a land, they could put it into play. Now we get a glimpse of the core. Not amazing, but Every little bit helps. Spelunking's going to draw them a card. I get to drop a land. I'm going to target him and they get to draw a card. But then we'll take that card right out of their hand. Punch for another 3. Come over again. And level this both ways. It's the Bonnie Paul. We get 2 cards. How do we want to approach this? I think we just get rid of Bonnie and fly over for 1. Save the Warlock to chump block. Green Blade. All right. And then between being able to fly over for 1 and pranking to lose 4 life for each player, we should have them next turn. We don't even need to chump block. We can go down to 13. Fly over for 1. Everybody lose 4 life. That wraps it up. Keep this. And I got the portico. Whatever it was, they kept it on top. Mortuary. We keep it on top. See what's in that hand. Get lost. Seems to be a very by the books attracts the domain deck. I think I'm more worried about the angel than the sunfall. Blow up the world. Oh, that was good for us. Because we can get that get lost out of here. Then let them pick whichever one they want to get rid of, and then make them get rid of both anyway. This hand is successfully cleared. Gonna start hitting us for 2. Double level. Put that thing into overdrive. And hope they don't get an Atraxa to refill their hand. Not an Atraxa. We got swamps. Take that too. What do they got? Third migration. That's a lot of dudes all at once. I think that's going to do it. All right, we're on the play, which is good. Unable to scream. See what else is in that hand. Take the cornucopia. Talent. Ratchet that up. Overlord. Get some negotiations. Get rid of a town ain't big enough. Two of those duplicating things. Replication. That's the word. Ratchet that up. Get in for one. And hope they miss a land drop here. That replication can do stuff to us that we don't want to have happen. We'll level that up. Because this way, if they do get the land and play the replication, that's going to put them at 1 in hand. And that extra card might be the difference. Get him out of here. Hit him with the nightmare. No Llanowar elf. Pass it back. Cornucopia. Hit them with the news, and they're out of here. All right, now we got a decision to make, because usually I would duress first to make sure Tinybones lives. But part of me says to pass, make Tinybones, and then Duress them. We'll clear the hand this way. Check for traps. Go for the throat. Out of here. Wonderful. And now Tinybones is gonna get us something every time they use the vault or they bid a reunion. Makes it very hard to reanimate stuff out of your graveyard when it's not actually in your graveyard. They were reading Tinybones. I keep wanting to call him Tony because there's another YouTuber who uses that terminology for him. Gave him that nickname. And we get gifted a swamp. Which we will gladly take. Duress. That's the only thing we can take, but we will take it. And we'll go ahead and use it. So I don't think the cut down is going to be too handy right now. Not in this matchup. 2 swamps will be much better. Hit him with the talent. Get ourselves a coma. We'll probably not be able to play it, but ratchet that up so that we've got it ready whenever something else happens. They're going to vault. We steal a big old dragon. What's his name? Drakuseth. All right. I think they're digging for an answer to Tinybones. At least that's what makes sense to me. Oh, we've got a lot of lands. Cast that Preacher. Pass it back. Reclaim a Go for the Throat. And now are they going to use this Go for the Throat? And if so, on whom? Whom? I'm not sure. They're given thought. It's a swamp. And down goes Tinybones. Let's swing over. We get an extra card. Go ahead and pop a Nightmare on him. Level you up. Pass it back. All right. Get rid of the land. Something with a Traxa in their mitt. I'm going to play a Traxa. That is certainly a thing they can do. Ooh, that's a lot of options. All right. All right. Giving that attracts a haste. And put them up to 14. How do we want to play this? We got 7 to work with. Seven mana, that's what I meant. Get in for 2. They've got 2 reanimation spells. Not going to be able to cast Coma. We can take another hit from the Traxa. So we will double Thought-Stalker and get all their reanimation out of there. They vault during our end step. Looking for something to reanimate with, I'm gonna guess. Bitter Reunion. We'll see what they hit. If anything. They got a land. We go to 8, they go back up to 20. Two damage to each creature and each opponent. I think we got to do this. No, hold on. Let's attack first. Get ourselves a baby. Not that the baby's going to matter too much. Discard those 2. Clear the field. End the turn. And nothing to do with what's in their hand. So let's pop the Nightmare. Yeah, we'll keep the Duress. I'm not sure what it would be that they would hold on to. Maybe they have a removal spell? See what's in there. They're going to vault. Try and grip something that we couldn't Duress. And both options were Brotherhood's End. Pass it back. Let's see if we're turning the corner here. 4/4 Dragon. We've got an answer for that. Well, that's going to be a little tricky. And they get another reanimation spell. I don't think we pull out from this situation. Because we're taking 4 here. And they're going to reanimate something next turn. Or this turn. So then we do have one quote-unquote out. No, nope, there is a reanimation there. Alright, we go to 2. We need this to be a prank. That's not a prank. They got us. Alright. Start with a Duress. See what they're working with. Burn, Bolt, Talent. We're going to take the Memory. Drop a Talent. Pitch the Bolt. Well, a Bolt, I should say. Tinybones. Duress. And get that Lightning Strike. Because Shock is not enough to kill Tinybones with his 3 toughness. Come over for 1. And stalk their thoughts. They opt in response. And they shock. We still get to peek. And we'll take a Talent, which we get to keep. Go ahead and pop off their Fabled Passage. And they want nothing else to do with us. That's the deck. Fairly happy with it. We wound up with a 7-5 record. Tinybones didn't show up as often as I would like, but when he did a lot of work. Lots of games closed out with Prank. So that was definitely a worthwhile addition. So I'm overall happy with this deck. If you're still here, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and watch me play some games. Feel free to leave a comment if you like what you saw, or if there's anything you'd like to see me do differently. Don't forget to like the subscribe and button the smash, or whatever it is you do to show that you appreciate the video. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.